Now, from Fayetteville, high on the hill, this is your Pig Trail Nation Report, sponsored by the all-new Crane Volkswagen.
Though I was informed coming off the field that no longer be the coach at Arkansas, so from this point forward, I guess the biggest thing I really take from my experience here is I've always kind of heard and never been let go in my entire life, so this is the first for me.
And guys, that's the thing. You know, we hear the news that Bret Bielema has been let go, and you think back to his days at Wisconsin, and you think this could never happen to a guy like this, given the success that he had at Wisconsin. But he comes to Arkansas, and some people are kind of like, is that a good move for him? And Mike, here we are, after 5 years, Arkansas looking for another head coach.
Yeah, he likes to go to Vegas. He likes to gamble a little bit. I think he looked at this as a gamble. Go to the SEC, take a shot. Hey, why not go down there where all those guys are, you know,
good way to put it, yeah.
And I think maybe I can take my offense down there. And he just went to Vegas and didn't work out for him.
29 wins, DJ. When you sum it up, now that was, I don't know if you can do any better than a Vegas reference from Mike Irwin.
Yeah, I'm with you.
There it is.
Obviously a big risk, and I think he underestimated how fortunate he was at Wisconsin, being at that premier school that, you know, attracted guys that fit his style of offense. It really benefited him. Now he comes to Arkansas trying to be that same type of person and that same style, but those guys go to Alabama, they go to Auburn, they go to LSU, and he didn't realize how competitive the recruiting aspect was going to be here in the SEC. So I think that had a lot to lead with his disappointing tenure as Arkansas head coach. And
it ends after a 3-point loss, 48-45 today to the Missouri Tigers. All right, let's continue our team coverage as we reflect on Bielema's career at Arkansas. 29 victories overall for Bielema at Arkansas. Let's bring in Gene Dumont. Gene?
Drew, the news of Bret Bielema's firing came to the surprise of very few, but it's surprising for Bret Bielema when you compare it to his thoughts from SEC media days in 2015.
I used to hear this phrase all the time in coaching. There's always two types of coaches, those who have been fired and those who are going to be fired, and I've never been fired. I ain't planning on changing that.
Bielema is walking out with class. During his post-game press conference on Friday, he was supportive of the university that had fired him only moments before.
I will do anything and everything I can to help Arkansas. I'm a bigger fan of Arkansas now than ever. I know that. I'll work with whoever they end up naming, if they want my help, I'll be here tenfold to help them.
Bielema says that before the game, there wasn't any pleading from him to his players.
Asked our guys just to try to be their greatest. That's all I want them to do. I didn't say any win for me or anything else. Just go out and be as good as humanly possible for the seniors.
People always say to leave a place better than you found it. And Coach Bielema feels he's done that.
I think that you're in a really, really good spot moving forward. I do think that you got a group of players that care. You got a bunch of players that have done a lot of really good things off the field. We took over this program. I believe we were at a 918 APR, and we're at a 988 this past year. I mean, how close as you get is 1,000. So, you know, because I didn't win more games, I can brag about my GPA.
While Coach will almost certainly be moving out of Fayetteville, he will always have a strong connection to the city.
One of the greatest things that's come out of this is I have a beautiful daughter who forever will be born in Fayetteville.
Now, Coach said he doesn't know what's next for him, but he hopes to be in coaching. I personally think he'd be great on TV somewhere. Drew?
The best of Bret Bielema and SEC Media Days. That's one thing I'm definitely going to miss, guys. Always some great quotes from Bret Bielema. All right, Gene, thanks so much. A few hours after the end of today's football game on the Hill, Julie Cromer-Peoples addressing the media. For more on the interim AD and Bielema's firing, let's go to Tara Talmadge. Tara?
Yeah, there has already been a lot of backlash about how the university chose to fire Bielema so suddenly after the game. But as Julie Cromer-Peoples will explain, they had their reasons, saying she did what she thought was best for the student athletes.
Coach B loves his players, and those players love him. And so I knew the speculation and rumors had been going on for weeks. I knew that would only dial up as soon as the game ended. The worst case scenario to me was to have our student athletes out spread all over the region and have to learn in a phone call that their coach was leaving.
The search for a new head coach begins tonight, but there will be no search committee.
I'll be working and running point on the coaching search. I've been fortunate over the last 20 years to build a network of people in the college athletics ranks and in football, and I'll lean on that network.
This isn't the first coaching search she's been a part of, adding she's been given full authority to hire a new head coach.
I don't think you need a quote-unquote permanent AD in order to make an offer. I think you need an AD, and we have one.
As for who will be stepping in for Bret Bielema until a new head coach is hired,
I have asked Paul Rhodes to serve in the role of interim head coach. and to work with our team in the days leading up to the naming of the successor.
Yeah, and who knows how long that would take. She does say that she has a bit of an idea of who she might pick to, be his successor, but she won't give any details. She says she's got a short list going right now.
Tara, thanks much. Appreciate that coverage. 11 SEC victories overall for Bielema at Arkansas. His overall record, 29-34. Let's go back to year 1 all the way through year 5 after arriving from Big Ten country.
Bret Bielema. Hired to lead Razorback football in December of 2012. One of the big questions when Bret Bielema arrived on the Hill. How would his success at Wisconsin translate to the SEC?
We will do nothing as players and coaches but try to give you every win that you deserve.
Bielema won 3 Big Ten championships with the Badgers in 68 games overall in 7 years. He inherited a mess. John L. Smith went 4-8, leading Arkansas 8 months after Bobby Petrino was fired after misleading the university after his motorcycle crash and relationship with Jessica Durrell, his mistress, someone he hired to his staff. Bielema had to find a way to get the program going in the right direction. And it was rocky at the start with a winless SEC record and 3-9 overall mark in his first season in 2013.
I'd be very, very shocked if the story of the 2014 season isn't anything but a positive.
2014, Arkansas showed signs of improvement. Touchdown! Bielema's Hogs were on the brink of their first SEC win under Coach B in September, losing in overtime to Texas A&M. A week later, 7th-ranked Bama rolled into Fayetteville, and the Razorbacks dropped a heartbreaker 14-13. 3 weeks later, a hard-fought 7-point loss to top-ranked Mississippi State in Starkville.
Rush across the field to get that boot.
Finally, November 15th, 2014, the Hogs blanked LSU, winning back the Golden Boot in shutout fashion, 17-0. Bielema's first SEC win.
It's a victory that we'll be able to carry the entire year. It'll be on display at the bottom of our elevator when you come into our complex, and it'll be something that we cherish for a long time.
Ole Miss turned back by Arkansas the next week. 30-0. Razorbacks the final, with Arkansas taking down ranked opponents in back-to-back weeks. This signaled Arkansas's capability as a surging football team in November under Coach B, as the Hogs closed by winning 3 of their last 4, capped with a convincing win over Texas in the Texas Bowl, winding up 7-6 on the year.
Just really fun to see that energy. And then when we came out on the field, I told our guys before we took the field to start the game that there was a lot of Razorback fans out there ready to go.
Under a third-year head hog in 2015, Arkansas suffered a major loss in August. Star running back Jonathan Williams, who passed on the pros at the time, returned for his senior year, then had to watch his team play the entire year out with a foot injury. The Hogs stumbled out of the gate starting 1-3, had a rash of injuries at receiver, yet they still picked up a crucial road victory at Tennessee.
Huge exhale.
After a loss at Bama, Arkansas went 6-1 in the second half of the season to post the best year under Bielema, going 8-5.
The great thing about a bowl win is you can let it savor for a long, long time. I think for us to be in Memphis and the way that played out, to have a crowd the way it was couldn't have been anything better for us.
In 2016, the Hogs jumped out to a 3-0 start, including a 41-38 thrilling victory over TCU in Fort Worth in double overtime.
For the win!
After getting to 4-1 by October, Bielema's Razorbacks experienced a roller coaster ride from there. Still, after exploding for what turned out to be a school record in an SEC game, 661 total yards at Mississippi State, winning a shootout in Starkville 58-42, Arkansas had a great chance to go 9-4.
Yes! Touchdown, Arkansas!
What followed was inexcusable in second-half play. Arkansas shut out in the second half at Mizzou and in the Belk Bowl against Virginia Tech. The Hogs took a step backward with their second 7-6 season in the Bielema era.
That momentum got swung the other way, and he couldn't get out of it, and then we just couldn't get out of our way offensively, at some point there that really turned the table more than ever.
All offseason, Bielema made it a point to clean up any lingering accountability issues and problems finishing football games. However, 2017 had several question marks. Then the injuries piled up from the start. Raleigh Williams III, the SEC regular season rushing champion from 2016 as a sophomore, forced to retire after a second neck injury, the second and final one taking place on the final day of spring ball 2017. Junior cornerback Ryan Poley done for the year, out with a right pectoral injury in the Florida A&M game. And outside of Jared Cornelius, there was inexperience at receiver. Then J-Red was sidelined for the season with a left Achilles injury in the Texas A&M game, the third game of the year. Meanwhile, the O-line, thought to have more depth, could not find any continuity, struggling again to protect Austin Allen, who had to recover from a shoulder injury suffered at South Carolina in early October. To make matters worse, standout Frank Ragnow had his college career come to an end after the Auburn game due to a high ankle sprain. Promising freshman running back Chase Hayden also out for the year with a lower leg fracture stemming from the Auburn game. Bielema had this to say about his job security after a 52-20 loss to the Tigers.
I've never been in a situation where we're 2-5 and disappointed where we're at. It's probably not the answer you want or the thing that you want to write, but I do. You just get in there and go to work. I know we're close. I don't really worry about the future or anything like that. I just worry about Ole Miss now.
October 28th, Oxford, Mississippi. Arkansas rallies down 31-7, leaving Vaught-Hemingway Stadium with a 38-37 win. The Rebels gift-wrapped the game for Arkansas, fumbling the football with 6 minutes to go, up by 9. Bielema postgame after Arkansas's first SEC win of 2017, taking a jab at the media.
Well, of our 5 losses, you play better in the second half, and every one of them are there. I'm not going to say that we're close because you guys get your panties in a bunch about it, but god dang, I mean, we're right there.
On homecoming, Bielema's program trailed Sunbelt school Coastal Carolina by 13 in the fourth before climbing back. Razorbacks edged the Chanticleers 39-38.
When they go up 2 touchdowns or 2 scores in the fourth quarter, there was a great shot of you on TV, kind of putting the papers over your face and looking down, kind of a glazed over look. What's going on?
That's your interpretation.
It is my interpretation.
It's your interpretation is because I didn't want them to see the word I was going to say. What's that?
Were you thinking?
Hell no. I was just thinking about why did we just drop that pass?
2 weeks later, Bielema, after putting 16th-ranked Mississippi State on the ropes, up 14-0, getting testy again after the Hogs failed to score in the fourth, falling 28-21.
Looking back, I mean, you've talked about being close, and I know you've been.
I didn't say that. I know you like to play with that word, but I didn't say it.
What's that?
I don't know. You said I was close.
A week later, a 3-point loss and the end of the Bielema era at Arkansas.
Arkansas Razorbacks 4-8 and Bret Bielema's final season on the Hill. We are back after this.